All right, are you ready for breakfast?
I am.
Would you like a BLT bagel or blueberry pancakes with fresh maple syrup?
BLT sounds
or
nice.
a peanut butter and jelly on an everything bagel?
BLT sounds nice.
Oh, sorry, I just served up the last one.
Darn.
All right, we're doing peanut butter and jelly bagels this morning to get some protein and carbs. And I'm actually carrying the peanut butter with me and the jelly. I bought big, massive packages of jars of it at Costco. I have so many of them, and I haven't used them yet, but we're starting now because we need the protein, we need the calories, we need the carbs, we need all of it. And this is going to be a bit messy, but oh well. Here you go.
So gourmet.
Oh my gosh. Actually, you know what I have? Take this. Be careful. It's going to get all over this, but I have those face things, and I can give you one to use as a napkin if you want.
No.
You sure? That looks like it's going to be all over the place. Okay. How is it? Delicious? Gourmet? The best you've ever had?
Mm-hmm.
All of the above. Do you want to use this as your napkin? All right. How bad is it? Not that bad,
Not
right?
bad.
I did not sleep well last night. I think I've got to figure out my sleep system. So I got a new pad that's wider, and it's the same brand, but it doesn't seem to creak as much, and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. The problem is that on and off, it's only been happening like once a week, but now it's happening more consistently. And it only happens in the tent. So it doesn't happen in a regular bed. Is that I think I'm having some sort of reaction to, sounds crazy, but this type of fabric on my skin. I have it inside the pad. It's either that or it's the down. Something's really bothering me, and I'm super comfortable in my sleep system, like from a body being comfortable in the sense of it's got enough of a cushion, and the quilt is so soft and snuggly, but my body is like some sort of sensory heat thing, and I don't know what's going on. And so I've got to figure it out because I've got to be able to sleep well out here. So stand by, guys. It's coming. I don't want to talk about this constantly, but I feel like if you're not sleeping well out here, it makes for a really hard hike. So you think it's gross if I lick this? I mean, we don't. You might get my germs, but okay.
Monday morning blues. I open my eyes and I'm greeted by a cute little smile. The world is new with you by my side. Everything is beautiful. Tuesday afternoon, I'm calling you home just to hear your voice on the phone. I think of you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 60. I'm Sunshine.
And I'm Captain, and we're still walking.
And we're still talking. Today, what are we doing today?
Today, we're hitting 600 miles.
You guys, 600 miles. And we hit 500 a week ago. And I forgot what I was going to say. We are going, how many miles are we going today?
21 point something.
21.8. I think it's manageable. It's a pretty moderate terrain today. And then we will sleep out here again. You guys, I heard some weird sounds last night. Okay, I haven't told you about this yet, but you know the instrument that they play a lot in jazz and in New Orleans, the washboard?
Yeah.
But they're kind of going, it gets varying and, up and down. Well, I heard something that sounded like a washboard. I don't know what kind of animal that was. There's just rhythmic going up and down and up and down.
Maybe that was just the wind.
No, it sounded like some sort of a creature. And then I also heard howling. Did you hear the howling?
No.
I don't know if that was coyotes or wolves or I don't know, Largo talking in his sleep.
Ah, yes.
Either way, I didn't like it, but it is part of sleeping out here. All right, guys, it's actually really windy this morning and quite lovely. It's, I think, around 65 degrees. It felt a little cool this morning. We both started out with our puffies on, but we just took them off. And it's supposed to be a really beautiful day. No rain in the forecast. Yippee!
Let's get going.
Day 60 and mile 600, guys! Woohoo! Yippee! I never thought we'd get here. Profound thoughts?
It's a bit of a sad thought, but technically this means we've been doing an average of 10 miles a day.
Oh gosh, don't do the math.
This is, of course, including zeros.
Right. I don't know how many. I've got to go back and count how many zeros we took before we got off to go to Los Angeles. But yeah, that is a little depressing. But I don't feel so bad because I know we took the zeros in there. So I think we should average from this point on what our average is, because we're hitting 20s now. So Captain is going to go ahead 2.5 miles and start filling up the water because it apparently is just a trickle off a leaf. And I am going to chat with you guys for a minute, and then I shouldn't be too far behind him. I'm pretty fast on the downhills and the flats. And that's where he's the slowest, so that's where I make time on him. Anyway, out here, I mean, I've shared some really interesting conversations that I've had with people with you. And yet again, I just had a really interesting conversation with a guy. We've been kind of hiking in the same area for the past couple days. And he was telling me that the bubble is only like 3 or 4 days ahead of us. And he said, we're gonna catch the bubble and then we're gonna pass them. And I love that attitude. I was like, damn straight, yes, we're gonna do this. And he was just telling us about, you know, how many miles he does a day and how he's up and awake and on the trail by like 5:45. And he just has really good energy and a great spirit. And he was saying, you know, how a lot of people even drop off after Damascus because they take like 2 or 3 days off in Damascus for trail days. And then it's hard to mentally get back on the trail. And he said, you know, particularly the younger ones, and he was commending Largo, Captain, on doing so well and mentally getting back on the trail after 20 days off. And I was saying how, you know, the physical, neither has really been hard for Captain, but the physical's been more hard for me than the mental. And I said, you know, he's pretty mentally strong as a result of our lifestyle. He's seen a lot. He's seen a lot of amazing, great, happy, giving, kind, optimistic moments. Then he's seen some really sad, destitute, discouraging, poverty, sickness, unfairness, to an extreme that sometimes I wonder, is it too much? You know, but when you make the choice to travel the world and see the world as it really is, as opposed to, you know, bad stuff makes the news, or what people are saying their cousin, sister's brother saw someplace, but you actually see firsthand, it can make you incredibly empathetic, which both of our kids are, as well as incredibly grateful, and also resilient in the sense that going without a shower, having to walk places and walk for days and days isn't that big of a deal for our kids. They've had to do that in the last 10 years, and they've also seen people that are living with far worse. It puts it in perspective. And so I would say that, you know, one could look at our life and be like, oh, it's all travel, it's all this and it's all that. But the highs have been high and the lows have been incredibly, incredibly low, which has made them so mentally strong. It is phenomenal, even more so than Will and I as adults. And so I guess if you've had quite a pampered life and you're not used to making sacrifices, going without, you know, pushing yourself to the limits, bringing yourself to a point of really bending but not breaking, or to the brink of crying. If you haven't had any of that, you might not make it out here. It's hard. And most of the people I've met out here that are like, damn it, I'm gonna make it to Katahdin, have not had the easiest lives. They're out here facing some demons, facing loss, finding a better way or a path, whether it's away from drugs, abusive spouses, loss of income, a divorce, cancer, surviving cancer. they've been through a lot, and this, just going for a long walk, pales in comparison. So, oh, I don't know why that got me so emotional. I guess because we've been through our fair share of a lot too. And that's why I always say this trail won't get me mentally. It wouldn't even get me physically, because if I broke something, I'd keep going. I'd just drag my leg behind. Well, guys, if you've gone through something tough, or you're going through something tough, let's take today as the Captain and Sunshine walk for you. We're walking for you today. We are doing the hard things, and we're your people, we're your community. Because people have been through hard things and survived them, are really drawn to each other. We need each other. So all through this bit we're hiking yesterday and today, there's hardly any water. There's like some still water down there. We have not carried extra water. We've just been really, really careful with our water. It's not particularly hot the last couple of days, which would have made definitely a difference, and we would have carried more water. Captain just went down at the shelter to get water, and was it the hardest flow you've ever done?
Yeah, I would say that it was the longest the water has ever taken me.
Yeah, I mean, you were down there for forever. Like, it was just really impossible. I mean, he got 3 liters, and now we got to make that 3 liters last our 10 miles, which I don't think is going to be a problem.
Exactly.
I'm not particularly worried. But if you're coming through this area, just be aware that the streams are all dried up, even the ones that are listed on Far Out. But if you look at the notes on Far Out, under the stream, it's pretty clear. It'll tell you.
Hello.
Not much water. Hi.
Oh.
So there's
There's a bit here.
There's puddles here, but
No, it's actually running.
Where is it running?
Down that way.
Over there?
Do you want me to grab some for you?
Where do you see it running?
Right there. See that leaf?
Oh, I guess there's a little bit there. Boy, this
If
looks...
it's running, then water must be coming up from here.
Looks kind of gross though, huh? I know some of you are probably gonna be like, oh, they didn't carry extra water. Oh my gosh. So we have been living on a boat for 3 years and are very versed in how to manage water, how much our body needs, what not to eat that's gonna increase our desire for water, all that kind of stuff. And on top of it, we're gonna cross over a couple roads that we could get a shuttle and access to a town in the event we needed more water. And just to clarify, we're not out here with no water. We're just still only carrying 2 liters each. We're not carrying 6 liters of water through a 10-mile stretch without water. It's just, for us, it's just not necessary. I'm sure other people do it. If you're a serious water drinker or you just want to be overly cautious, you can do it. I mean, go for it. I clearly would consider doing it or carrying out more. Obviously, if we're on the PCT, we'd be carrying more. And if it was really, really warm out today, it's not cold, but we're not sweating profusely. So just to, I don't want anyone to look at that and say, well, they didn't carry extra water. I'm not going to. Like I said, we have a lot of experience with water management and our bodies and how much they need from living on the boat. So we feel very comfortable only carrying 4 liters through this 10-mile stretch.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, life is a bliss. Waking up with you in my arms, I've got it all, nothing's amiss. Everything is beautiful, Sunday morning snooze, with breakfast in bed. And I listen to the song in my head, it sings of you and the things that you do, 'cause you're everything under the sky so blue.
We are having our gourmet lunch here. Captain is having, what are you having?
I am having one of the decathlon meals of mashed potatoes with minced meat.
I'm having just mashed potatoes.
Basic and premium.
Don't worry, the screaming over there, someone's not getting killed. It's just a shaky bridge, and dude is tormenting, I guess, his girlfriend by shaking up and down. She's Anyway, mine is pretty boring. It's just mashed potatoes, but
We've 8 miles left.
And they're pretty easy 8 miles, right?
Yes, they're mostly kind of easy, gradual up.
You did have a bunch of questions that we were going to answer, but I think we should wait until we're a little more awake. One of the questions was, though, that do you have a favorite trail item that you can't live without? Like a piece of gear?
I don't know. Maybe far out.
Oh, yeah, right. We really couldn't live without that.
Is that a piece of gear, maybe?
That can count as gear. Mine would, think about if you got any others. Mine would be definitely my trekking poles. I think those are great value. What else could I not live without? That's a hard one. I guess I should have thought about that before I just said it out loud.
Yeah.
I have to think about it. I really like my watch because I can track medical stuff on there for me, and I can when we have good service, I can walk and talk to family on it, like and they can hear me really well. So I love that. I can track our mileage. I mean, there's all kinds of great things about my watch but could I not live without it? Like I couldn't live without I couldn't do this without my pack or my shoes or all that kind of stuff. I'll tell you something, I couldn't live without my toe socks. I love my toe socks. I never get blisters, anything like that. Absolutely adore them. And I was thinking about the other day when I was thinking about someone asked me this question, I was thinking, you know what, if we left like a hotel and we left something there, what would I go back for? I'd go back for my toe socks and my poles. What would you go back for?
Not me.
I wouldn't go back for you.
No.
What would you go back for?
I don't know. Maybe the charging stuff. Maybe batteries. That's an important part.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. I think at the end we'll answer, like at the end of the hike, we're all done. We can answer.
What was the most crucial?
Right. We could answer it again. So out here on the trail, I'm going to take a guess that it's about 80% men. I'm not basing this on anything. I'm just basing it on what I see each day. I haven't looked for a stat to actually confirm that, but what I see is about 80% men. But when Will looked at our stats of who's watching our AT vlogs, it's 51% women. So ladies, you're watching. Why aren't you coming out here? We can do this. I'm doing it. It's hard. Now, maybe there's some of you, this isn't to shame you, by the way. Maybe there's some of you who just want to watch but just don't want to get out here. But if you're the one watching going, oh, I really want to do that, get out here. You're curious, you can do it. Do a section, do a quarter, do it over multiple years. Don't fear it, okay? Please don't fear it. It hasn't really been that scary out here. I mean, there's been a couple scary moments, like when I peed on myself and I was pissy pants for a couple of days. But in general, there shouldn't be anything to fear. You owe it to yourself to take this time. Find a way to get your family to pick up the slack or take a leave of absence or whatever it takes. If this is something you want to do, get your butts out here. Ask me questions. I'm going to be, in about a week, I'm going to be releasing on our website a bunch of trips for beginners, just like 3 and 4 days, and then a more advanced trip doing a part of the AT for next summer of 2025. So come join me. Come on. Don't live with those regrets. If you don't want to do it, that's okay. But if you're watching and you're thinking, I want to do this, I want to do this, I don't know if I can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I guess as women, we make all the excuses why we can't do this self-care and take care of ourselves and whatever. And once you've hit those middle ages, it's time, ladies. It's time to do your thing, to whatever that may be. So let's do this. Whether you do it with me or with someone else or with a friend or alone or a piece of it, just do it. I mean, when we were hiking the Camino, there were a ton of women, first of all. And we'd meet women all the time that were just doing a week, a year with girlfriends, or a section a year with friends, or whatever the case may be, or alone. Don't be scared. If you're scared, you'll find a tramily out here, and then you'll eventually get comfortable. So 51% of you watching this channel are women
What can I tell you? What can I do? What can I offer? What questions can I answer if you want to be out here to make it possible for you?
So we just passed Dismal Falls, or the turnoff for it. It's about 0.3 off the trail, 0.3 or 0.5, I don't remember. And we both decided to skip it. And I know somebody would be like, why would you skip it? We're going 21.8 miles today. We're beat, we've got 6 miles left, and we're actually gonna make it in before it's dark. And then we have to get up at 4 a.m. So we both just felt like we weren't feeling it. And that's gonna happen on the trail. It's already happened some, is that there's things we've missed, like Boots Off Hostel. I really wanted to go there, but it just didn't align. But tomorrow, guys, we're going someplace, and the most, I think, iconic and popular and fabulous that everyone says, hostel on the trail. We're making the decision to go there tomorrow, but what we have to do is get up at 4 a.m. if we want to go there tomorrow. So we kind of have to, Captain and I way back and forth. If one of us really wants to do something, then the other one's like, okay, let's do it. But we were both kind of indifferent to the falls, and so we just said, you know what, we're going to skip it, and we're just going to keep going because we're tired and we want to get in before dark. So sometimes that happens. I mean, you guys know, I mean, we've been traveling for so long that if we tried to see everything, we would just be, in the beginning when we started traveling, we were trying to see everything, work full-time, parent, homeschool, and I thought we were gonna kill ourselves, and we were much younger then. So now we just chalk it up to, well, maybe it just wasn't the right time right now to go.
So I've been rocking the Ultras for about a week now, and I honestly would have to say that it's not much different than the Hoka's, but surprisingly, I actually have a blister for the first time. After 60 days, it is the first time getting a blister on the front of one of my toes. I think it's probably because we've been going down quite a lot, and that might have kind of, the constant hitting up against the front of the shoe might have done that, but who knows? Maybe it's the Ultras. Dun dun dun!
Finally, guys, the water. You know, it never got to a situation where it was scary for us with the water, but you don't want to be down to like your last half a liter and be like, oh, now I can't drink as much as I want to. So I'm happy to have it plentiful. I think between here and where we're sleeping in the shelter tonight, which is 5.5 miles, there's 5 spots to get water, which is amazing. So we just juiced up and we are good to go. I think we're gonna make it in before dark. It's looking at us. Oh my God, look how cute it is. Do you wanna go? Mm. That's the cutest tail. Hi. Largo. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Hi. Bye. Oh, hi, cutie. Oh my God, it wags its tail just like Century does. It's not really scared of us, huh? Hmm. Oh, I think I hear another one. Usually where there's one, there's more.
Welcome to the end of day 60.
600 miles today. Woo woo. So that was one of our big accomplishments, 600 miles. It was also our biggest day with our packs on, which was 21 point, let me see, 21.8 miles. And we went from, I don't know where we went from. I didn't write it in my app yet. Do you remember where we went from?
I have no idea.
We went from campsite mile 596 to...
Watipi?
I don't know, but
something Watipi or Watipi Shelter.
One of the guys here just told me this was the scene of a murder. 2 people were murdered in the 80s. I'm like, what? I want to get the hell out of here now. It's creepy. Best part of your day?
I would honestly say the best part of my day was both hitting 600 miles and just being back on trail. I really like the group we're with right now. So yeah.
Yeah, there's some really fun guys that are at the shelter tonight. I like that too. That's a highlight for me. As well as we saw, I think, about 5 or 6 deer today. And I don't think we've only seen like 1 or 2, maybe 3 the whole time we've been on the trail. So we're like in a major deer zone. Can you guys hear the birds too? Listen. And another highlight is that we did all those miles, our biggest yet, with our packs on. and I don't feel too dead.
No, my feet are aching a little bit, but that's not much.
And we're in bed before it's dark, which is a big accomplishment. Did you have a worse today?
No, not really. Today was kind of a very good day. I have a little bit of a blister, but that's not
First
bad.
blister. I had something that really scared me today, but I'm not prepared to talk about it on the vlog at this point. I'll share it later because it's a safety issue. But I'm okay. I'm not scared anymore. And I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're doing something very interesting, but we'll share it in the morning. And we have a super early wake-up call, like a 4 a.m. So we're going to go to bed.
We got to go to bed right now. And with that, we will see you tomorrow on day 61.
I don't do this normally, guys, but I don't want bugs along the edge of it. So when you come to my house for dinner, I haven't licked everything.
When Captain says mic on and camera, that means it's either a bear or... Okay, I'm not gonna show you guys yet, hold on. All right, tell me you see the horse's head, the two horns, which are here and on the far side, the eyeball, and then its mouth, right? It's a headless wood horse.
I feel a lot of it right now. We've just been hitting it pretty hard and not sleeping much, and so I feel like a bit foggy, guys. I'm so sorry.
So I've been walking.
And not that we want to be in the middle of the bubble. Well, I guess we wouldn't mind. I mean, the bubble isn't that big. It's not, to be around people a little bit more, I think we both would enjoy that. Try hard to see with the camera, but it is a long way down there, so you gotta be very careful.